Oh, in the last video, we talked a little bit about the new overtime rule, and that actually goes into effect December 1st of this year. So this is November 1st, so we've only got we're a month away before this goes into effect. And December 1st is actually on a Thursday. So what happens when you have employees who change from salaried employees to hourly employees in the middle of a pay week? Well, here are about 6 things you can do, and 6 things you as an employer can do, and 6 things as an employee if you're changing from salaried to hourly that you really need to know. And I'm going to read through a few of these things here. You're going to be notified, or you need to be notified or clarified by your employer. Employers, you need to let your employees know what's going to happen with how they're now paid. So number one, make sure that anyone that you're changing from salaried, exempt to hourly as an employee, make sure that they understand that this change is due to the federal rule change in the overtime rule, that it's not in any way a demotion. As a matter of fact, what part of the purpose of this is to enable people who normally would not have been covered under the overtime rule to actually be able to earn overtime dollars now. So for example, if your salary would actually equate to $20 per hour and you worked overtime, you'd now be getting $30 per hour on overtime hours. So make sure that they understand that's the reason for the change. To their new hourly and overtime rates. Again, what does their former salary equate to? Is that now $20 an hour? Is it $15 an hour? Is it $18 an hour? Let them know what that is and what to expect on a rate for their overtime. Number 3, you want to explain the differences in how their pay stubs may appear. You're going to want to look for the straight hour time and the overtime that's listed on the pay stub and where that would fall and what that's going to look like to them. Number 4, you'll want to explain the requirement to record and how to report their hours worked. All hours are going to have to be reported. A lot of prior exempt salary employees may not be at all used to recording their hours. It wasn't necessary before, but now it is. All hours worked have to be recorded and reported within every week's period. Every week you've got to report all your hours and record those for proper pay. Remind them, former exempt salary employees, that comp time may not be used by hourly employees. Again, all hours must be reported, as well as how they may be impacted by your paid time off policies and your remote working policies. If those policies are going to impact them, they need to be aware. And if you're used to working off-site remotely, or if you're used to taking time off just whenever you need it because you were exempt, that may change now, and you may need to follow your employer's guidelines for when you're able to take paid time off or non-paid time off. Also, previously exempt employees, again, may be accustomed to working additional hours whenever they feel the need. Remind them that those work hours must be reported, and explain your policy on working overtime hours. And those are any hours, as far as wages go, any hours in excess of 40 per week. And you need to explain whether or not prior approval is needed. So those 6 things need to be communicated. They need to be communicated quickly. Again, this is November 1st, and all of this goes into effect December 1st, which again is on a Thursday this year. So if possible, employers, you might want to institute this change a week or two or a pay period or two before that December 1st period. If you have any questions on these subjects or other HR issues, you know who to call. I'm Peter with Galt Staffing. Have a great day.